The calm before the storm is the waiting room. It's a serene space in his mind before he journeys between the present and the future. For thousands of years, Amir has coexisted with us, watching, but now he feels concern after witnessing the world a century ahead. The Whisper of Ashes. The year is 2125, and Earth no longer belongs to nations. Borders are a concept of the past. The world is divided now between three colossal corporations: Xeratech, Ethereum, and Dominus Core. Each rules a third of the globe with an iron fist veiled in synthetic silk. Governments are relics, democracy a distant myth, and faith, any faith, is a crime punished by obliteration. The CEOs of these megacorporations are not elected, they are bred. Cloned from genetically perfect lineages, they are devoid of empathy, trained from birth in manipulation, economic warfare, and societal control. They do not see themselves as rulers, but as necessary architects of a broken species. They believe that human freedom was the poison that led to the old world's collapse, and that control, not chaos, is the only viable future. Human slavery, once abolished, has returned, not out of hatred, but out of so-called necessity. 90% of the world's population are indentured laborers, born into servitude, categorized by utility. No chains bind them, but microchips do. Compliance is incentivized with scraps of luxury, rebellion punished with removal from the societal grid, erasure, not death. The corporations label it structured contribution. The enslaved call it the cage. The rulers, as the CEOs are reverently known by the enslaved, rarely speak publicly, and when they do, their words are filtered through layers of AI-crafted perfection. Their speeches echo in millions of languages, but deliver only one truth. The past was failure, the present is survival, the future is theirs. History has been rewritten, reformatted. Old revolutions and liberation movements are labeled terrorist factions. Racial injustice is archived as a necessary social evolution. Slavery is rationalized as a course correction. And those who once fought for equality are omitted from the narrative altogether. The world before the collapse, the one we live in now in 2025, is remembered as a self-inflicted tragedy. People from the past are blamed for their greed, their indifference, their hunger for endless growth. Climate change, war, disinformation, it all brewed into a storm that shattered the old order. The corporations call that time the reckoning. But what they don't acknowledge, what lies buried under synthetic cities and neural archives, is that the seeds of this dystopia were planted centuries earlier. Racism, once a moral flaw, became a ladder. In the chaos, those who had long benefited from systems of oppression solidified their dominance not just economically or politically, but genetically. The descendants of these chosen ones, a minority in numbers but mighty in power, became the ruling class. Skin color, heritage, and even facial structure were quietly mapped into AI hiring systems, into biometric loyalty scoring, into who was seen as a potential executive, and who was destined for the mines of Mars. The enslaved whisper about this. Some believe the white man's hubris, his unyielding belief in his superiority, was not just a character flaw, but the architect of this entire future. A dying breed who built walls, then climbed them, then pulled them up behind them. But not everyone is broken. Beneath the corporate towers and biodome cities, resistance pulses through the underground. Hidden libraries hold banned texts. Songs and stories passed down orally stir ancient pride. And every day, more enslaved begin to question, what if the truth is not what we've been told? There are those who remember, fragments from old AI memory banks, rogue history teachers, elder slaves who speak in riddles. They say that in 2025 someone new, a person unnamed, unseen, but burdened with knowledge of the coming century. Someone who wrote down everything. maybe, just maybe, left a trail. This person, alone in 2025, watched the world crack open and whispered not in fear, but in grim satisfaction. The white man's insatiable need to be superior will undo him, they wrote. Not because he is evil, but because hubris blinds him to the storm that brews beneath his feet. With every action, there is a reaction. The lie of superiority will birth a truth too powerful to be contained. And the very people who were told they were nothing, the discarded, the colored, the poor, the forgotten, will remember. They will rise, not in blood, but in fire and thought and truth.